McTaggart now gets a pass to Wheeler. Wheeler up towards the half-forward line. The bounce beats Pratt. Pratt can't get in there with Sleverson taking it away. Sleverson in towards Fotheringham. Fotheringham shoots for goal and he's put it through for 4 points.
Taps the ball on the ground and kicks long with the right foot, kick up towards Moncrief, punched away from behind, coming through well there is Johnson. Johnson gets the handball working out towards Christensen. Christensen runs in from 45 metres out and puts it right through for full points. And now is Pratt, he picks up, has time to steady, looks for the lead in Moncrief coming forward. It's up high, the mark taken there by Bennett, and Bennett will line up from 40 metres out on a slight angle. John Bennett, the former St Kilda player, comes in. The drop punt on its way, swinging right through now, and that's full points to Bennett. Brown gets the ball out of the ruck, gets the handball working out there towards Sleverson. Sleverson with the long kick forward. It's through for a goal. It's a great goal there to Sleverson, and scores are now level, 13 points apiece.
Milby, the big fellow, gets it up towards the centre forward zone. Up they fly for it. No one successful. Down goes Cracker in front of the umpire, and he gets the free kick. So Cracker, dead set in front, about 25 metres out from goal, kicking towards the southern end. Lines them up. Both sides on 2-1 at the moment, and Cracker now puts the ball on its way, right through the middle. That takes Sandy on to 3-1. Williamstown 2. Getting a free kick further afield. So they've brought the ball back, and he has the opportunity now to equal the score. There it goes on its way, and I think he's put it through. An accurate kick, and it puts both sides now on 3-1, and that was his second goal for the match. Puts it into the hands of Eves. Eves gets away with the kick up towards the centre half-forward zone. Up they fly for it. No one able to take the mark, and coming out with it is Allen of Sandringham. Shoots for goal, and Allen has put it through for 4 points to take Sandy on to 4-1. Down it goes, and will be taken away by McTaggart of Williamstown. McTaggart gets it out in the direction of Smith. Smith up towards the half-forward line, and a good mark taken at centre half-forward by Gibson. Andrew Gibson at the true centre half-forward position. If he can get a goal here, it'll even the score again. It's his first kick. As he moves in from centre half-forward, on its way, it'll get the distance right through the middle and scores again even. Sandringham 4-1, Williamstown 4-1.
And Christensen will take a bounce and have a run now. He tries to go around his opponent there in McTaggart, but his handball to Henderson dashing down the ground is a good one. Henderson lines up now, kicks long. Bennett tries the mark, pulls in a strong mark, and the umpire's paid it. And that was a great mark taken there by Bennett. John Bennett died full length there, as we see Dimartino come off the ground with what appears to be either a broken nose or a very bloodied one at least, after he was cleaned up after he kicked the ball there. But Bennett now will line up from only about 5 metres out from goal on a very severe angle, as you can see. He's a natural left foot kick, so he's on the right side. Wheeler trying to put him off, comes in, the kick is right through the centre, and that's Sandringham's 5th. Bilby doing well in the ruck for Sandringham, comes in again against Round. Grabbed off the hands of the pack there by McTaggart. His snap is a beauty, he's put it through for full points.
Punched away from him, comes down the direction of Murphy. Murphy has a paddock to play in here, gets a hand pass across to Rickman, who's on the ground as an interchange. Rickman lines them up, puts the ball on its way, and I would say it's full points on the board again to Williamstown.
Marked there by McTaggart. McTaggart straight away to Sate, and back to McTaggart again. He kicks forward, and it's marked there by Gibson. Gibson, who has kicked 1 goal so far for the game. Of course, he kicked 22 goals a couple of weeks back against Camberwell, so obviously knows where the big sticks are. Will come in from about 35 metres out from goal. All on its way, it's straight through the centre, and that's his second goal.
Has been taken by Gibson well within scoring range. Gibson, though, has elected to go for the short pass. He had Barry Round standing down there on the edge of the goal square. He elects to play on. The umpire's going to call him back. and he'll have to kick over the mark. So Barry Round down near the edge of the goal square as he awarded a free. He's awarded a free kick to Bilby. Did you see what happened there, Gary?
No, I missed that one, Phil.
Have other scores coming through. Port 13 and Geelong West 18 at the moment. And it'll be Christensen to take the free. And Christensen now lining them up. Sandy need a goal here if he can get it. Goal umpire moves right across, indicates there is a goal. So Sandringham go to 6 goals 1 with Williamstown on 7 goals 4.
Gibson with the drop punt. Comes in. Ball's on its way. The umpire moves across, but it's full for full points. And that's Williamstown's 8th goal.
Yes, Williamstown go to 8-4 and Sandringham on 6-1. Let's have a look at those statistics, Ian, to quarter time.
They are quite surprising because to quarter time it does show that Sandringham had more of the play. A total of 77 possessions to Williamstown 64. They were made up of 50 kicks to 43, handballs 27 to 21. Sandringham stronger in the air with 17 marks to Williamstown 10, and free kicks 12 to Sandringham, 4 to Williamstown.
Bounce of the ball. The tap out there from Kershaw. Comes up towards Barry Round now in centre half forward. Coming through was Howe, picked up there by Allen. He gets tackled around the neck. Play on, says the umpire. A long handball out from Round towards Sleverson, puts him under the hammer. Christensen came through, but now it's Michael Said who twists and turns out of trouble. Gets the handball out towards Fitzpatrick, but Round showing a rare form of dash there. Grabs the ball and swings onto the right boot. He kicks up towards James at centre half forward. He's swamped by Howe, knocked to the ground. In goes Rickman. He can't get to the ball. Bonnie comes in now. The long hand pass out there towards Eves. Eves tries to get around his opponent there. Comes back onto his left foot. Kicks towards full forward looking for Moncrief. It's punched away from him. Going in now for Williamstown was Smith. It's pushed forward again by Bergman. Play on, says the umpire. And he'll come in now. And well, it's on now. Moncrief on the bottom of that pack. Fotheringham's in there having a word. Go to the replay now. Well, and we'll see that Moncrief there has thrown a big right hand. And the umpire's come in and bounced. Back to the game now. The umpire's picked out a free kick. We'll go there to Eves, who was hit in that ball up there by Kershaw. And Eves now, Mark Eves, will line up from about 35 metres out from goal on a very tight angle. Murphy standing on the mark, the guy who was hit in that pack earlier. Eves kicks across the face of goal and through only for a minor score.
Well, that takes Sandringham on to 6 goals 2 with Williamstown a total of 8 goals 4. Play has been in progress 5 minutes. The kick-off goes to the half-back line on the outer side of the ground. Ether is the player going after it. Eventually comes through to Murphy. Murphy has the chance for Williamstown, being grabbed out there, loses possession of the ball. Scouting around the pack is Owen. He can't get in. Also, Ether moves in, and Cracker goes in to drag them all apart. Well, the umpire will come in for the ball up. Bilby. There's the big fellow moving across there as we get ready for the bounce. Comes out wide, and there it'll be Wall to try and take it away. But dribbled away from the pack, trying to gain possession was Murphy. Eventually comes through here towards Sleverson. Sleverson goes downfield. A pick up by Pratt. Pratt is number 15. Also coming through is Cale. Cale gets a hand pass across to Rickman. Rickman with a further hand pass. Finds Pastore. Pastore up towards the half-forward line. And the good mark has been taken by Gibson out on the half-forward flank. He goes to the hand pass tonight, or the kick tonight, down in the forward pocket. And he's taken the mark, but by geez, on a acute angle there. Deep in the left forward pocket. There's Bob Keddy saying what he wants of his team. And this is Knight now, lining them up. Southern end of the ground. On its way, and I think it's through for full points. No, it's a minor score of 1 behind. Even on the scoreboard, they had the 8. Down, but it takes Williamstown to 8 goals 5 now on the Mitsubishi scoreboard, and Sandringham are 6 goals 2. Waiting for the kick-off down here. And the pack of players moving towards the flank position, and it's Bilby out there to take them up. Bilby goes for the hand pass, gets it across to Allen. Allen now of Sandy in towards the centre of the ground. Players slipping a little as it's punched down to the ground. And the chance there for Sleverson to get it away, but Bonnie gets it. He passes to his teammate Johnson. Johnson towards the centre forward zone. Up they go for it. And eventually it'll be Cracker who gains possession to take the snapshot for goal. And one needed by Sandringham takes them to 7-2. To Cracker from teammate and Christensen. Cracker up towards centre half forward. Players overrunning the ball. And it was Allen who came into it there. He gets it across in the direction of Pratt. Pratt now lines them up, puts the ball on its way, and it'll be through for full points. And a goal up to Sandringham takes them. Cracker moving in for it. Behind him is Owen. But Cracker wins out in the duel. He plays it up towards centre half forward. Looking for Eves, and Eves is there to accept the mark. He's well within scoring range, Eves. Only about 40 metres out from goal and right in front. Well, here's the chance for Sandringham to get within 3 points as we look at the replay here. And Eves coming in to take the shot for goal, and he's put it through for full points, and they move on to 9-2.
Full pass coming through was Fitzpatrick. Now it comes out to Pratt. Pratt with the hand pass over to Bonnie. Bonnie onto Wall, onto his left foot. He lines up from 35 metres out, and he's put it right through the centre. Great goal there by the Sandringham side.
Right, 16 and a half minutes of play into the second quarter, and the knockout by Kershaw comes down in the direction of Rickman, who couldn't get away with the ball. But it comes up here towards Rickman again off the hands of Knight. Rickman runs down towards goal, takes the snapshot, and he's put it through for full points, and so Williamstown have hit the front again.
Towards Johnson on the wing position. Coming in there was Pastore. He kept it in well for Johnson. Johnson now over to Pratt, who's bursting through half forward. His kick looks to Bergman, and Ralph Bergman has taken the mark. Great lead there by Bergman, former champion schoolboy goal kicker, kicked over 100 goals for CBC St Kilda in underage competition and should be able to make the distance from here. Scores around the ground, Geelong West well in front of Port Melbourne at this stage, 42-16. Ralph Bergman now comes in. Normally a good kick for goal. Long kick forward, and he's made no mistake with that one. It's full points.
Fitzpatrick now who comes into it. He plays it towards the half-back line, trying to take the mark was Carty, couldn't do so, and this allows James to come in and get his first kick towards centre forward. Gibson marks it. Gibson now will race in towards the open goal and effortlessly put it through for full points.
Comes out to Bilby now. Bilby goes around his opponent, throws the ball out. Play on, says the umpire. Allen goes on top of the ball, picked up there by Rickman. Rickman to Knight. Knight's got the open goal. He lines up, stabs at the ball, and put it through for full points. The mark, 15 metres against Rickman there. And Carty drives long. Bergman is the lead and marks. Good strong mark there by Ralph Bergman. He's probably a little bit further out from goal this time. We saw him kick a beautiful goal before from a similar position. Ralph obviously backs himself in here. Will kick from about 50 to 55 metres out from goal. Drop punt on its way. It's dead straight, but it'll drop a little bit short. Touched off the hands of the pack. The umpire says full points. Another top goal to Ralph Bergman. His second for the quarter so far.
See if we can get something out of this. Bilby gets the knockout, but it comes down to Kevin Sate. Sate has a snapshot for goal. Up they fly for it. Was it touched? No, it's full points on the board. And that means now that Williamstown will move to 87. Oh, and look at this. Henderson reckons he touched it. Well, he's told the umpire what he thinks of him. Well, umpire. And there's frustration for you, Gary.
Well, I think he's right too. I think the ball did go through his hands, and the umpire, unfortunately, a lot of them don't see very well.
Well, let's have a look at the replay and let's see what happens with it. There's Sate now, taking his shot for goal. There's Henderson. Well, it's hard to tell whether he touched
Touch and go.
Yep. All right, now it's Rickman in the centre. He passes to Round, back to Rickman. Rickman now towards the centre half forward zone. Up they fly for it. The opportunity again for Henderson to come in and save it this time, but Gibson it is who comes into it, and another goal on the board for Williamstown. That takes them to 14-9 with Sandringham 12-3.
Picked up by Eves now. He gets a further handball looking towards Christensen. Christensen has been tireless in the centre. Gets a terrible handball though. Pastore tries to pick it up. The siren goes. And at half-time, Sandringham 12-3, 75 trail Williamstown 14-9-93 as Eves picks himself up off the ground.
Right, and here's Tony Banks.
Okay, well, it's half-time. Bob Keddy, great half of football by both teams. You happy with your performance so far?
Oh, a bit disappointed with some of the mistakes we've made. I felt we've given them 2 or 3 goals, which were just undisciplined play. But I think it's a pretty high standard game, yeah.
Moncrief at full forward, he hasn't had a kick as yet, and yet the players around him are really keeping in the game. What can you do? I know you have a player off with a broken arm.
Yes, yeah, it's a bit disappointing with Bennett there, but Mick's given, he's fed out a couple of goals. I'd be expecting to do a bit more in the second half.
Okay, well, you might be having a few words to Mick then at half-time.
Well, we'll talk about it.
Okay, Bob Keddy, as he leaves the ground with a couple of goals of difference, let's take this commercial break.
Out of the ground there, and will go to Big Barry Round. Round, with the long kick, he's going to get a 15-metre penalty now. Now, it's a free kick upfield against Fitzpatrick, the captain of the Zebras, and the free kick will be taken there by Knight.
And there's only been 5 points scored in the first 15 minutes of this third quarter. 4 to Williamstown and 1 to Sandringham. So let's see what can happen here. Williamstown 14-13, Sandringham 12-4. We have Knight coming in from the half-forward line. Well within scoring range. It's not a bad kick either. Goal umpire will indicate full points. Bonnie. And a 15-metre penalty applying. I don't know what that was for, but it puts Bonnie within scoring range. It'll be a good kick, but Bonnie's not wasting any time. He's got an early lead, and he puts it across here, and the mark has been taken by Bergman. So Bergman well within scoring range at the true centre half-forward position. He's kicked 2 so far. He's not a bad player, is he, Eddie, this fella?
No, a very good player, Phil. He, as I said earlier, kicked over 100 goals in junior competition for CBC St Kilda, had stints at Melbourne and St Kilda as in the under-19s and reserves, and is normally, as I said, a very good kick for goal and a very good pair of hands.
Right, Bergman now getting the ball on its way, and he's put it through for full points. One desperately needed at this stage by Sandringham. She's sign as he moves in. And there it is on its way. Won't be a goal, and it will be a mark, though, by Barry Round by the look of it. Round, right near the goal post, has pulled in the big mark. Always been renowned for taking the big mark, Barry Round. He wants players away from him. As he swings around, the umpire's blown the whistle and will make him come back and kick over the mark. Here, he swung right out. Let's have a look at this mark. Look at that, left hand up, pulled it down to the right hand. A good mark by Barry Round. Now the umpire telling opposition players to move away a bit from Round. Round put it out into the scrub here at Sandringham. And now he's got the chance. He runs around again, he puts it on its way, but what's he done? He's put it through for full points.
This is away there from Rickman. Coming through again for Sandringham as the ball's kicked up towards full forward. Up high was Bilby. The umpire's picked out a free kick, and Bilby will take the free kick for around the neck, and he'll line up from about 30 metres out from goal. McCarty was the player who drove the ball up on those 2 occasions earlier. As we look on replay, Bilby up high, Murphy slightly around the neck there, and he'll take the free kick.
That means he gets a slightly free kick.
It could be a nice slide goal too as he comes in. The kick slews off his boot though, but he's put it through for full points.
Well, I've been listening in on the coaches, but we got a scoreboard of 1-4-88 here, and I found the 2 people responsible. Who changed the score? Did you change the score? I saw you taking the numbers off the board. Was it you, Jesse, or Abby? Which one? You're Abby, aren't you? You took the numbers off, didn't you?
And Jesse.
You and Jesse, yeah. It was a partnership deal, actually, wasn't it? Why did you do it? Was it good fun?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you see, they confused the ones up there in the big scoreboard, didn't you?
Yeah.
So we found the culprits. You enjoying the game? There you are, you just got a big kiss. Back to you up there.
Right, Tony Banks there with his family, as we have Williamstown 16-18, 114, Sandringham 14-4, 88. And here's the kick-off by McTaggart up towards the centre of the ground. Oh, good mark. And that was taken by Smith. Smith of Williamstown, who comes in with his kick towards Barry Round. Round being shoved in under the ball by Bilby. Bilby knocking it back into the centre of the ground. Round follows it up. Being tackled in the centre, but taken away by Owen. Owen towards the half-forward line, and little James comes across to take the mark. James looks across at Sleverson. Sleverson now lining them up, puts the ball on its way for Williamstown. It could be offline enough to go through for the behind or full points. Full points on the board to Williamstown to take them to 17-18, 120. That was his third goal, and Sandringham 14-5, a total of 89. Around the wing, it's Bonnie who comes into it. Bonnie now across towards centre half forward. Up they go for it, and the mark has been taken by Eves. Umpire blowing the whistle though, said there was a push in the back. And there was a 15-metre penalty awarded at the same time. Port Melbourne on top of Geelong West now, Gary, but it's wrong. We'll check that score. It is wrong. As we have the kick now going from Eves, and he's put it through for full points.
Williamstown are on their own. It was Sate. He gets the ball over to Murphy. Murphy has two bounces, kicks long looking for Gibson, and Gibson, no, the umpire has blown his whistle. There'll be a free kick downfield, and Gibson will take it. The fence off the ball. Murphy was flattened after he kicked the ball. Gibson's pass finds Sate all alone, and Sate takes a strong and courageous mark in front of Carty. So Kevin Sate, the diminutive rover, former Footscray player, played a few games for the Bulldogs, will line up from 40 metres out from goal directly in front. Has kicked one goal so far for the game. The drop punt is on its way. It's right through the centre, and that's his second.
With the forearm, and then shoots the ball up towards the left forward pocket position. Sate with a lot of speed on, coming downfield, traps it nicely, gets the hand pass across. A nice hand pass into the hands of Fotheringham, and that came through from Cale. Full points on the board again.
Sate's hand pass in turn to his teammate Sleverson. Sleverson kicks forward, it's punched away by Moncrief. Coming in there was Knight. Knight's long hand pass to Fotheringham. Fotheringham over the top to Cale. Cale's kick picked up by Gibson into the open goal. He's put it through for full points, and that's Cale's sixth goal for the day. Gibson's rather, sixth goal for the day. Well, Cale there got the hand pass working, was flattened after he took the hand pass over the top, as we watch on replay. Fotheringham over the top to Cale. Cale, quick kick, he was flattened there after he got rid of it. Gibson ran into the open goal. The umpire gave a free kick, but he just let the advantage go, and Gibson was able to kick his sixth goal for the day.
Here he comes now, Fitzpatrick, gaining possession, does the balk, will get in trouble here, and left foots it across towards centre forward. Up they go for it. And Bergman was the player to juggle the ball right in the goal square to take the mark. He's kicked 3 goals so far. And Bergman getting the left hand to it and getting it down onto the chest eventually. As now he'll put it through for the 16th to Sandringham, taking them to 16-6 with Williamstown on the bounce 2-minute mark into the last quarter. Here's a hand pass coming out to Owen. Owen now lining them up, puts the ball well on its way, and he's put it through for another one to Williamstown.
Rickman goes short with the pass, and there he finds Owen. Owen now plays on straight away, no one covering him again, kicks wide looking for James. James runs back, takes a great mark onto the left foot, lines up the goals and goes bang, a brilliant goal by James, and that's his first for the day.
On the board, Brown picks the ball up again here, gets it into the hands of his teammate in Owen, but immediately sent back by Sed, and breaking away with the ball is Bergman. Bergman towards the outer side of the ground, but in defence is Murphy. Murphy now for Williamstown. It comes down towards Bilby. Bilby handles the ball well. I thought it was a throw as he sent it further around the wing. It's Bonnie who comes into it. Bonnie now across towards centre half forward. Up they go for it, and the mark has been taken by Eves. Umpire blowing the whistle though, said there was a push in the back. And there was a 15-metre penalty awarded at the same time. Port Melbourne on top of Geelong West now, Gary, but it's wrong. We'll check that score. It is wrong. as we have the kick now going from Eves, and he's put it through for full points.
To McTaggart. McTaggart kicks out to where three players from Williamstown are on their own. It was Sate. He gets the ball over to Murphy. Murphy has two bounces, kicks long looking for Gibson, and Gibson, the umpire has blown his whistle. There'll be a free kick downfield, and Gibson will take it. The fence off the ball. Murphy was flattened after he kicked the ball. Gibson's pass finds Sate all alone, and Sate takes a strong and courageous mark in front of Carty. So Kevin Sate, the diminutive rover, former Footscray player, played a few games for the Bulldogs, will line up from 40 metres out from goal, directly in front. Has kicked one goal so far for the game. The drop punt is on its way. It's right through the centre, and that's his second.
Springvale 70. But there it is, knocked wide, and the opportunity for Smith to get it away. He gets it up towards Barry Round, who got Bilby out of the way nicely with the forearm, and then shoots the ball up towards the left forward pocket position. Sate with a lot of speed on, coming downfield, traps it nicely, gets the hand pass across. A nice hand pass into the hands of Sandringham, and that came through from Kale. Full points on the board again.
To Kershaw with a good hand pass finds Sate. Sate's hand pass in turn to his teammate Sleverson. Sleverson kicks forward, it's punched away by Moncrief. Coming in there was Knight. Knight's long hand pass to Fotheringham. Fotheringham over the top to Kale. Kale's kick picked up by Gibson into the open goal. He's put it through for full points, and that's Kale's sixth goal for the day. Gibson's rather, sixth goal for the day.
Now Carty from short of the centre swings the play across the centre towards the bay wing, and moving in this time is Christensen. Christensen downfield towards his skipper in Fitzpatrick. Here he comes now, Fitzpatrick, gaining possession, does the balk, will get in trouble here, and left foots it across towards centre forward. Up they go for it, and Bergman was the player to juggle the ball right in the goal square to take the mark. He's kicked 3 goals so far. And Bergman getting the left hand to it and getting it down onto the chest eventually. As now he'll put it through for the 16th to Sandringham, taking them to 16-6 with Williamstown, with Sandringham on 16-6, 102, heavy rain falling at the 22-minute mark into the last quarter. There's a hand pass coming out to Owen. Owen now lining them up, puts the ball well on its way, and he's put it through for another one to Williamstown.
Howell gets the tap. Wall, who's been a strong player, gets the kick. Bergman leads out in front of his opponent there. Does it well, gets around Ether, lines up now for his 4th goal and puts it right through the centre, his 5th goal in fact. And that's a great goal there by Ralph Bergman. He's been they're probably their best forward all day today. He's kicked 5 goals now, and he's probably a redeeming feature for the Sandringham side going on the run and from a distance, and has shown a great pair of hands as well. We've been playing now for 28.5 minutes. Round and Howell do battle. Comes down to Allen. Allen's kicked forward. Eves takes the mark. Plays on straight away. They could finish with the burst now. Eves into the open goal, and he puts it through. And Sandringham making a last-ditch effort now for a bit of pride. The season's over for them, but Eves puts through another goal. That's his 3rd for the day. And Sandringham's 18th rather. They now are 18-9, 117. Williamstown 23-20, 158.
Deciding, I think, to go up in the ruck. Played an excellent game in the last 3 quarters. Comes down to Sate. Sate up towards the half-forward line, and the mark has been taken by Fotheringham. Looking forward to seeing this side against Preston next week in the first semi-final. 15-metre penalty applied. Carty won't leave him alone. And Fotheringham now getting ready to take a shot for a goal. He's kicked 2-5 so far in the match, and almost siren time, I'd say, as he puts the ball on its way. It's not a bad old roost either, and he's put it through for full points again to take Williamstown to 24-20, and that means he's kicked now 3 goals. Our pack coming in here was Pastore. He slung his opponent out of the road, and bursting away is James, who's played an excellent game since he came on, and put it straight down the throat of Gibson. So Gibson wide of centre half forward.
Gibson now has kicked 6 goals for the day. Comes in, lining up goal number 7. The siren's gone. It'll be through for full points. No, hit the post. Well, that's bad luck for Gibson. He's kicked 6 goals, 3 for the day. But the final scores now, 24-21, Williamstown defeated Sandringham 18-9.
All right, and we'll be back in the dressing rooms right after this break. Right, and the final scores in the game here today, Williamstown 24-21, 164, defeated Sandringham 18-9, a total of 117, as we take you down for the Mitsubishi Best Player Award and to Tony Banks.
Thank you very much. With me at the moment, the coach, Terry Wheeler. Great win, Terry.
Yeah, good lead-up game towards next week. Very pleased with it.
Okay, you've called in a young bloke from the back here, Glenn Murphy, a deputy vice-captain.
Yes, that's right.
Glenn, best on the ground today. Congratulations.
Thanks. Oh, yeah, it was a good win. That's the main thing. We've got a big game coming up next week, so we'll look forward to that one.
Finals game, Sandringham put plenty of pressure on you for most of the game. It was a high-standard game. Williamstown run out 10-goal winners, but there were a lot of goals scored.
Yeah, well, they're a good side. You know, I think they're a bit unlucky to be out of it, and we're certainly glad they're not in there. That's for sure.
Okay, next week you can go on with it, can you?
Certainly can. We'll get over Preston, and then we'll go on and take the flag. No worries about that.
Okay, Glenn, the cup's been christened.
Thank you very much.
Good luck to you. That's the situation down here in the rooms. I know we're pressed for time. Terry Wheeler's moved away. Terry, you got a second? Just quickly about Preston next week. Any major changes? Who was that bothering him? Asked for the Mark of the Day award. Did he get off the ground once, did he?
Yeah, no, we've got to look towards Preston next week. They haven't beaten us. It's a replay of last year's first semi-final, and you recall we won it by 11 points or something, another tight game. So whichever game we play now is going to be a hard-fought game, and we're looking forward to them.
Okay, Terry, well, thanks very much. Let's go back to the commentary team now, and Philip Gibbs, Eddie Maguire and Gary Bryce has been fairly quiet today.
Okay, thank you very much there. Now, I was just talking with Gary Bryce here, but Tony, Gary, looking forward to next week. It'll be Preston and Williamstown. What do you think?
Well, it should be a magnificent game on the form so far. I think we'd have to go for Williamstown. It was a very impressive performance today. Preston good last week against Port, but previously not so hot, so Williamstown for mine.